Good evening. We're going to call the City Council to order for December 18th here at the City Hall. Ms. Raymond, would you lead us in the pledge, please? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sorry, I neglected to ask anybody if they were going to speak to fill out a card, but if you have anything you want to speak under public participation, we'll let you speak, but we're going to do our roll call, and then we'll do that. So would you call the roll, please?
Mayor Pro Tem Brown?
Here.
Mayor Hogue?
Here.
Councilmember Morrison?
Here.
Councilmember Randalls?
Here, present.
Councilmember Raymond?
Here.
Okay, we'll open up public participation. Anybody want to speak? If not, we'll close public participation and come back to the council. We have the consent agenda to approve. Anything wants to be removed from the consent agenda? On there, we have the minutes from November 20th meeting, and we have a reappointment, Councilmember Angela Raymond as voting delegate to the League of Cities Director, and Rocky Randalls as the alternate. If there's no nominations other than that, we'll move the consent agenda.
If there's nobody that has anything, I would move for approval of the two consent agenda items that you've read.
I second it.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the consent agenda as written by Mr. Randalls and a second by Angela Raymond. You call the roll.
Mayor Pro Tem Brown?
4.
Mayor Hogue?
Or,
Councilmember Morrison?
4.
Councilmember Randalls?
For the motion.
Councilmember Raymond?
4.
and that concludes our agenda other than reports. We're going to start down on my left tonight.
We'll be last.
I'm sorry? Go ahead, Mike.
Only thing I was going to say, this is December and the Christmas holiday, and I would make a motion that we withhold the reports and do them in January, if that's agreeable to everybody. If not, I understand.
Let me get a consensus from the council, what you want to do. Are you really direly needing to give a report tonight? If so, we'll move. But Mr. Green has asked to make a report, so I'm going to let him go first.
Excuse me. I have to give my limerick for the month.
Okay, but let me get Mr. Green satisfied. He's
As long as he's
a little tougher to deal with than you guys.
As long as he didn't write any poetry.
Let me get him satisfied, and then we can give a quick report.
Oh, let's see if I can answer our dear sweet Angela. My fingerprints are not on any limericks that I may or may not read tonight in response to yours.
Is that really believable? I mean, I believe in Santa, but
I'll take an oath. Let's see, right? That is my right hand, correct? Yes. The only thing I need to say very, very quickly, city staff has been working with, from a community engaging point of view, with the citizenry and some of the needy families in Cape Canaveral, and I think many of you have participated in gifting we called it the second tree in the lobby is the Cape View Elementary tree. The children from the school did all of the ceramics and everything and the ornaments, and it's just absolutely adorable. We will be giving those back to the school for the children so they can take them home so the parents can see them. And we would envision each year that we would go through a similar process. And this was the first year of our program, and as you know, the first year is not always the greatest, but I think we did exceed all expectations that we had, and then some. And many members of the council, to include Councilmember Morrison, came in bearing gifts, and I think, Mike, you did as well, and a lot of city employees did. But the most exciting thing in my mind is the way the community stepped forward, and I mean this very respectfully when I say it this way. They insisted that they have the opportunity to buy some gifts. And some of the things that you'd see in Lisa's office or in the upstairs break room are gifts from members of the community that bought some just awesome two-wheeled vehicles, if I may say it that way. And so I think Christmas will be a little bit merrier or more merry in Cape Canaveral this year. Our police and fire folks do an outstanding program each and every year, and we're working together to try to make sure we hit meet all the needs of the community. Let's just put it this way. And it's been just a labor of love and tremendous support from the Cape Canaveral community. I mean, just the gifts are amazing. And I know I promised to be brief, and I guess for me that probably is. So, Angela.
I have to.
Come on. Bring it up.
I have to add something. I know about the community being so generous because of the work with St. Vincent de Paul, and that's where I was most of the day today. And we don't even ask for donations whatsoever from the community, and you just would not believe what they've given us in the last month or 6 weeks. It's been incredible, incredible. I never ask. Some of my members think that I should ask.
Yeah.
And I said, why should I ask? People just do it. This is the most generous community I've ever been in my entire life. So I do have to say that. But I have to say one other thing. I think the community really got into our Friday Fest. I have to congratulate everyone for this. And I think that the program that the Cape View Choir did and the Strings Group was wonderful. This helped the entire community to get into the spirit of the holidays. I am ready now. I won't say any more other than Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. Tonight's victim, the poem is in honor of Dave Green. There once was a man named Dave Green who manages the space between. He runs the city and can be witty. At the meetings, he's on the scene.
Wow.
Send that down to Dave.
Wow.
She
Well-
was being nice.
Yeah. Hey, what do I owe you?
Must be Christmas.
Not a limerick, I hope.
Oh, well, because I tend to be me and the staff tends to be the staff, I did not create a limerick for you, but staff created 2 limericks for you because we love you twice as much, okay? So here's one, and this was from our dear, sweet Mia, city clerk. And I'll do my best to read it as well as you do, by the way. Council Member Raymond, Limerick laureate is she, enlivens every meeting with a special rhyme for each he. Angela's humor lifts everyone up, all in good fun with clear aim. But for some darn reason, we cannot say the mayor can't remember her name. Okay, we just...
He has rectified this. He has rectified it.
Well, you see,
It is Andrea. Well done.
and here's one along a similar theme. And this is a joint effort by Gustavo and Mia. So there are our poet types.
I can hardly wait.
And of course, within Gustavo's department is where our poet laureate and city council involvement, and we'll go down that path, and hopefully it'll be wonderfully successful to the community. But this one, Council Member Raymond Limerick. Wait a minute. Yeah. Okay. They started off very similar. Council Member Raymond Limerick laureate is she, enlivens every meeting with a clever rhyme for thee. On the courts she won't be beat. On the dais she takes the heat. The mayor still calls her Andrea, quote, accidentally.
I have a daughter-in-law named Andrea, that's why.
Any excuse will do. Thank you very much for your efforts. I don't think, but if you want to, you can fill out an application for a poet laureate when you're told to by Culture and Leisure Services. Thank you.
That's your report? Good. Move on, Rocky.
I didn't give up. You told me not to. You told me to
Thank
dispense
you.
my court.
Tell everybody Merry Christmas so we'll move on. You know,
Okay. Thank you, Mayor.
Rocky,
I've got a few factual things.
Rocky, keep it close. We're gonna go home, right?
Before you get this, you got
He
it
used up all
frozen?
your time. He used all your time. Let's go.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I need first to apologize to the Corsa Council and City Manager and the staff for missing the employee meeting for the holiday luncheon that was given at the Radisson. I got a call from Mayor of Melbourne, Kathy Meehan, and she's the chair, and we have our TPO meeting the same day, but it's at 1:30. And she called about 12 and says, "You got to be here, Mayor, because none of the county commissioners are coming here. They had a separate meeting the same day." And she says, "I don't have a quorum, and you've got 5 items on the agenda that you're going to have to explain." So I
Hope they were
missed
for
it, but
Cape
it,
Canaveral.
huh?
I hope they were for Cape Canaveral.
Yeah.
Some of 'em.
Well, it was your meeting here. I missed.
No,
it
no, I'm
again.
talking about the items on the TPO agenda.
Oh, there they are.
There are 5 items for Cape Canaveral in there?
Well, yeah, they're good. They're worthwhile.
Okay.
So I
Good.
got there, and truthfully, it was good. We just had the quorum. I had 5 scheduled items because of the committee. I had the report of the Transportation Disadvantaged Local Coordinating Board. That's the board that makes sure that when somebody calls and needs to go for a medical reason or something else, usually it's dialysis, that we have the vehicles and the staff there, and this is a once-a-year report. We had a work order planning Tinsdale Oliver. They have gone around to every bus stop, every shelter, not just a shelter, every bus stop, and I got the report here. And there's 986 because we've added 4 here in our city since that. And we put a bunch in other places, but I told you how many?
900 and something.
Yeah, I was going to be so smart and tell you because I had 946, I'm sorry. That's a lot. We're a 72-mile county, and that's a lot of miles every day. But in any event, the report, Tinsdale Oliver, went around to every specific shelter, and there's a report of every city in here and what needs to be done. Embarrassingly, we in our city, after all the work we have been doing, still don't have any ADA compliant bus shelters. Impossible. But they really fine-toothed it. We don't, for instance, along A1A, you have to have a curb because the ramp comes down, the buses kneel, and if they kneel down and the ramp comes out, that leaves no ramp.
A1A is not our road.
Yeah.
Tell that
So-
to somebody else.
so
Let's
in
move
any
on.
event-
We got something else we can,
That was important, and that's the ending of that. We had the election of officers for the committee that serves on, I was the TPO representative, but this is our last year, whether you know it or not. We have it for 2 years. We represent Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral for 2 years. And then the next 2 years, Cocoa Beach represents Cocoa Beach and Cape Canaveral for 2 years. So we alternate. We're responsible for that. And so this is the 2 years that we have, and this is the last year. So this was our chance to get well because last year, 2 years ago, our multi-million dollars went down for new sidewalks down there that was on our place. And, you know, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. Well, we weren't at the table. So, but in any event, we did well this year. I got appointed to 3 different committees. The one MPOAC, which is 9 counties that represents us in as far as Sumter County going west and Collier County and Ocala. So we've got a pretty big area that I'm working with. Also on the Tallahassee for the MPOA, and I'm chairman of the Space Coast Area Transit. But let me just share with you, Mayor, if I could have 2 minutes, I'll be real quick. And then I thank city manager or something. The report that we kind of a thick thing, but this is done every year. It's called the TIP. It's the Transportation Improvement Program. And for us that maybe haven't had the chance, every year in the early March, April, May, we put a forecast of things, every city does, of what we really would like to have in our city in the way of roads, overpasses. For many years, we wanted an overpass across Polk here, which wasn't, yeah. But so in any event, the ones we put in this year, we funded them, and they've all got funded. And I just touch on about 3 or 4 of them here. And it's funded in this next year. And that's kind of important. Department of Transportation goes through 4 different phases. They have a project, PD&E, project development and economic or environmental, PD&E. Then they have, if that passes the first cut, then it goes out for design, the project does, for designing it. Then if there's any right-of-way that you have to purchase, that's the next step, and that takes a couple years. And then it goes to the construction phase. So it takes about 4 or 5 years once you have reached the top of the list to be able to get this step going. So I'll touch on a couple of them here that I think is important. And these are all funded this year. In Brevard County, we got Ellis Road. That's the road that comes from I-95 over to the airport down there. We got the I-95 interchange there, which is big money. The third one on the list is 528, the beach line widening. This is Turnpike Enterprise Project, widened to 6 lanes from 520 to I-95. And this is in the design phase, and it's already got a number in money. We have replacement of the NASA Causeway Bridge, which we've worked on for probably 3 years that I have. And we got the PD&E, Planning, Development, and Environmental. And 401 corridor is the bridge going over to the port. It didn't make the cut, but they're doing some work on it, so that's good for them. Let me just touch on something other that may be important for us here. And these are, we got the A1A, boy, this is small print. The A1A corridor study, and that from Pineda to Causeway, and that's already pretty near done. 520 intersection in 520 and A1A in front of Walgreens down there. That's going to get some attention. But to put home, the A1A south of International Drive to Long Point Drive is got the design done, and we're working on that. The next one coming up there is from 520 to International Drive. I'm sorry, A1A from State Road 520 to International. We're putting sidewalk widening and replacing. You may see the DOT out there with their little survey things and working, and we're going to get a curb, it appears, a curb, and get rid of the drainage, and instead of just letting it run off the street into the canal and into the river. So those are good things. The other hat I happen to wear is Space Coast Area Transit, and the important part there is that we got the renewal of $494,000 for our bus route from the state, and the same for A1A South. But the big item that we were able to get is capital. We got $7,366,923 for redoing the building on Fisk Boulevard. And that's just, if you've ever been over there, it really needs some attention. That's West Cocoa. That's where all of our buses arrange. And it's kind of a disgrace. So that was approved, and these are all in the 2019 task with money approved. So little by little, I could go on and on. There's several of them on here.
That's a good report.
But it's a worthwhile. So when we put in this next April or May, put in realistic things that can be funded and just continue with that.
Let's do some A1A, let's do some stuff for Cape Canaveral. Get some money up here, you guys. you guys on that board need to push Cape Canaveral a little bit more. Some things for us, like lighted crosswalks, big issue.
What is it, Bob?
Lighted crosswalks, big issue. But
that's-
we're working on it.
That's a federal program.
Yeah, I know, I'm well aware of what's going on, but we need to push things for Cape Canaveral too, not for Ellis Road, Palm Bay, blah, blah. We need to work Cape Canaveral.
Well, we never have put that.
Ogle
in.
Beach gets represented.
They're working
Well,
on it up there
I
now.
know. Let's move on. Are you through? We're gonna move on. 'Cause we-
Just to make a quick point here, yes, we have put that in resolutions as recently as last January or February.
Yes.
We adopted a resolution that went to the state,
Yes, it
TPO, and a bunch of folks. So, and we will be bringing another one, updated version to you on or about early next year to try to, again, draw attention to Cape Canaveral and its needs.
Okay.
So,
But it
you know,
takes-
we just don't want anyone to think we're not being
Oh,
aggressive
no.
because we are.
We're working on it. It's just that it takes a while to work up the ladder when you're number 27 and they do 3 or 4 projects.
Oh, yeah,
Understood.
yeah.
I spoke
We
to
need to
Tom
keep
Wright
pushing.
on Friday. I was asked to speak. They said, "What's new in Cape Canaveral?" at the Board of Realtors luncheon on Friday. And they said, Cape Canaveral's first on the list of cities, so they said, "What's new in Cape Canaveral?" So I told them. And, I even made a little joke. But then afterward, I did speak with Tom Wright, and what did I talk about? A1A. And I told him, I said, I want A1A to look as good as it looks down near Satellite Beach, coming up this way north. I said, this is really important to Cape Canaveral, and I'd like to have a meeting and talk to you about this once again. When you get your office, where's your office going to be? In Brevard County, and it will be in Titusville. And he was going to look and pick out the office.
We're beating all the drums, but it's falling on deaf ears, but right now, but we just need to keep pushing. All right, Wes, move on. Let's go. Short and sweet.
Thank you both very much for serving in that capacity. I think we might have a motion on the floor.
Yeah, the motion just died.
I think we got a shot here. I think we could get this.
He was
back.
told his motion died
You're
for a
rescinding
lack
it?
No, I never
of a
rescinded
second from
it.
anybody.
Nobody.
I'm going to go rapid fire fast. Resiliency workshop was awesome. Thank you so much, staff, everyone getting that together and all the people who were involved. The luncheon for the employees, very, very nice. And got a chance to meet our crossing guards. I've never really spent significant time with them and learned a lot. And as always, got to meet with a couple of teachers at a beautiful Friday Fest. Thank you for that, and learn more about Cape Canaveral. Today, Tyler Soroy, our representative, State 51, Cape Canaveral showed up strong today. Very happy to see us there. They love our pins. And right off the bat, I said, Representative Soroy, if you want to get Cape Canaveral's attention, join the unified voice that we want A1A to move up the list, whatever we need. And he said, I'm ready to get started. And he said, that seems like an easy one. So as a freshman, young representative in there, he's fired up, and hopefully he can come hang out with us for a little bit, learn about what's important to us. And thank you all for being a part of that.
I gave him a pin, by the way.
Yes,
I gave him a pin.
it looked good. I think we need to give him 2, one on each side, Cape Canaveral. Thanks to the sheriffs and fire department.
always marketing.
I'm wired that way. For the Santa, huge hit. It's quite a tradition in the city going through, and the anticipation on waiting for him, that was really, really fun to watch the smiles on the kids' faces as they went through. City Hall decorations, I've gotten calls and emails. I'm sure everyone up here has really nice job. I mean, it is beautiful, and that might be an understatement. Well done, tasteful, and makes us shine. No pun intended there, but the reindeer run was awesome, a lot of fun, and I got to tell you, our city attorney's got a fast mind, but he's got a fast set of legs too. I had him in clear sight and couldn't close it at the end, but had a lot of fun. Thanks for everyone coming out there. Reindeer Run, and Merry Christmas to all the loved ones and all the people who work during the holidays, our service, first responders, thank you all. And Happy New Year if we don't talk till then. So see you next year. Let's have a good one.
No report.
I'm going to keep it quick. I just want to thank the staff. I've enjoyed working with everybody for 2018, my fellow council members, our citizens of Cape Canaveral. I enjoy seeing you here, and I look forward to seeing you in 2019. Our first responders, appreciate everything you've done and will continue to do. I want to wish Godspeed to everybody that's traveling outside the state or traveling and wherever you're going. Godspeed in your return to wherever you're returning to. I look forward, and everybody always say, be safe. Thank you.
I don't have any report. They all gave it. I attended a lot of that, but everybody, Merry Christmas. Glad you're here. Thanks, staff. You guys got anything you want to? Deputies, anything? Fire service? Nothing?
I have
Anthony?
one more thing.
Wait a minute. Anthony? You got a report?
No, just one
See?
thing. Just the Mayor's Fitness Challenge is coming up. So we have to
Yeah,
remind
we
everybody
all-
to sign up for the Mayor's Fitness Challenge.
We all know that. We all know that.
Maybe reports will
It's- You got anything, Anthony, you want to report?
Reindeer Run was a blast. My family and I absolutely enjoyed it. Friday Fest too, the night before was awesome. We enjoyed that as well, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everyone. A great 2018.
What did I say? Merry Christmas, Mr. Green. Merry
Yes.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all, and we're looking forward to a really fantastic 2019. I think it's going to be
Here he
another
goes.
breakout year for Cape Canaveral. I'm pretty sure of that, the way it's shaping up.
But the line, excuse me, the line goes, Merry Christmas and to all a good night.
Yes.
Okay, well through. Anybody have anything they want to say? Merry Christmas. Meeting adjourned. Oh.